What if Donald Trump's most expensive watch wasn't a diamond-encrusted trophy, but a timepiece chosen for a public gesture? This isn't just about a watch, it's about image, timing, and the art of influence. Trump's possessions have always been extensions of his brand, each detail carefully curated. But the story of his most significant watch sale isn't about personal indulgence, it's about strategic philanthropy. In real estate, branding is everything. Trump applied this to his personal style, making every accessory a statement. So when he selected a watch for a high-profile moment, it wasn't about the mechanics, it was about the message. The real question isn't, what is Trump's most expensive watch? But why this watch, at this moment? The answer reveals the mind of a master brand builder. The year was 1999. The world was on the cusp of a new millennium, and Donald Trump, ever the showman and businessman, found himself presented with a unique opportunity. He was invited to participate in a celebrity charity auction, a glittering gala filled with influential figures and philanthropic intentions. To make a splash, he decided to donate a watch, but not just any watch would do. He needed a timepiece that wasn't just luxurious but also deeply meaningful, something that would resonate with the audience and reflect his personal brand. He sought a piece that told a story, a horological narrative that spoke of success, ambition, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. After careful consideration, he chose the Universal Geneve Senna chronograph. This particular model was crafted in opulent 18K yellow gold, a statement of both wealth and classic taste. It was a subtle nod to his own golden brand, and also a powerful tribute to the legendary Formula One racing icon, Ayrton Senna. This wasn't your typical run-of-the-mill Patek Philippe or Rolex that one might expect. Instead, it was a connoisseur's choice, a piece that was both bold in its design and nuanced in its historical significance. By selecting this specific watch, Trump subtly aligned himself with the very essence of winning. It spoke volumes about precision, a key element in his business dealings, and the unyielding ambition that drove him forward. The chronograph's very function, its ability to measure time with incredible accuracy, mirrored his own carefully cultivated image. It reinforced the idea that, in his world, every single second counts. He wasn't just donating a watch to a worthy cause. In reality, he was donating a powerful symbol, a tangible representation of his own personal ethos. The Universal Geneve, with its gleaming golden case and the undeniable legacy of a champion, was the perfect prop, carefully chosen for a public performance. It was a calculated move, meticulously designed for maximum impact and media attention. The stage was now perfectly set for a compelling story, one that was about to take a completely unexpected turn, adding another layer to the Trump mystique. The auction, a collaborative effort by Antiquorum and Tourneau, wasn't just an event, it was a meticulously staged media spectacle. The air crackled with anticipation as collectors and enthusiasts gathered, all eyes drawn to the lots about to go under the hammer. Among the treasures on offer, Trump's Universal Geneve chronograph drew intense anticipation. Its presence sparked a unique buzz, setting it apart from the other exquisite timepieces. For many, this was more than a watch. It was a tangible piece of the Trump mystique, a symbol of his persona and brand. It represented an opportunity to own a fragment of his legacy. Bidding soared, fueled by the excitement and prestige surrounding the item. The price was driven not primarily by the watch's intrinsic materials or horological value, but by its undeniable Trump provenance. The association with the famous name added an intangible value. The final price, the moment of truth. $6,000, an extraordinary sum for this particular model at the time, far exceeding typical market valuations. The Trump premium had undeniably multiplied its value, demonstrating the power of branding and celebrity influence. This impressive sale made it the most expensive Universal Geneve of its kind sold at auction then, setting a new benchmark. The event proved to be a significant PR triumph, generating positive media coverage and enhancing Trump's image. With the proceeds generously donated to charity, Trump's gesture further amplified the positive headlines and public perception. Following the auction, the watch vanished into a private collection, its whereabouts unknown to the wider world. For all intents and purposes, the story seemed complete, a neat and tidy conclusion to an intriguing chapter, but for decades it remained a forgotten footnote in the annals of watch collecting and celebrity memorabilia. That is, until a surprising twist emerged, breathing new life into the narrative. The golden chronograph's tale wasn't truly over, it was merely lying dormant, waiting to be awakened. A new chapter, filled with unexpected revelations, was about to be revealed, promising to deepen the mystery. Because sometimes the real story, the most compelling truth, is what unfolds after the spotlight fades and the cameras stop rolling. For years, the Trump-donated Universal Geneve seemed straightforward, a simple act of generosity. It appeared to be a heartfelt donation, a personal item given for a good cause. But then, a twist emerged, changing everything we thought we knew about this charitable contribution. The narrative took an unexpected turn, revealing a layer of complexity beneath the surface. It turns out Trump never actually wore or even owned the watch. It wasn't a cherished possession he was giving away. The reality was far more calculated. The watch was provided directly by Universal Geneve's distributor, specifically for the auction event. It was a strategic placement, a marketing opportunity disguised as philanthropy. So, what was his real contribution to this auction? What did he actually bring to the table? His name, his signature, and the story he helped create around the watch? These were the true assets he provided. Trump's endorsement, his association, transformed a simple gold watch into something far more valuable. It became a coveted collector's item, not for its intrinsic horological value, but for its connection to the Trump brand. The narrative shifted dramatically, moving away from personal sacrifice and towards strategic branding and marketing prowess. He signed the auction catalog, adding another layer of authentication and desirability. And he provided a letter of authenticity, solidifying the watch's provenance and its link to his persona. In doing so, he effectively turned the watch into a Trump artifact, a piece of memorabilia imbued with his brand's power. The true value wasn't rooted in the watch's history with Trump, because there was none. The value resided in the idea of owning a piece of the Trump brand, a symbol of success and influence. Buyers weren't simply bidding on a timepiece. They were bidding on a narrative, a carefully constructed story. They sought to own a piece of the Trump mystique, not a personal possession. This revelation, which came to light when the watch resurfaced in 2023, offered a new perspective. It wasn't a deception, but rather a masterclass in branding, a demonstration of how to create value from perception. Trump didn't give away a prized watch, he orchestrated a branding opportunity. He created value out of thin air, leveraging the power of his brand to transform an ordinary object into something extraordinary. Sometimes the real power doesn't lie in owning expensive things, but in something more elusive. It's about making things expensive simply by association, by imbuing them with the aura of your brand. Beyond the Universal Geneve, Trump's actual watch choices reveal a surprising side. Despite his gold-plated image, his most worn presidential watch was a Vacheron Constantin Historiques ultra-fine 1968 in pink gold. Thin, elegant, and understated, it's a connoisseur's pick, far from the flashy stereotype. This choice hints at a private appreciation for horological artistry. He also owns a classic yellow-gold Rolex Day-Date, the President watch, but in its most traditional, tasteful form. These selections suggest a duality: public boldness, private refinement. Trump's collection isn't just about show, it's about history and design. The real surprise? Behind the public persona is a collector who values the quiet tick of a classic timepiece. The contrast between public performance and private preference is a puzzle few expected. Sometimes the most interesting stories are the ones hidden in plain sight. The Universal Geneve and the Vacheron Constantin are just glimpses into Trump's secretive watch collection. For a man so public, his watchbox remains a mystery. Does he own more understated classics or bold custom creations? The Vacheron hints at a taste for heritage and timeless design. Perhaps there are vintage Pateks or custom commissions, each with its own story. We only know what he's chosen to reveal, the rest remains hidden. Trump's watches are chapters in a larger, unfinished narrative. With Trump, the next reveal is always just around the corner, so keep watching.